EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Frank, one of the things we love about golf, it's an outdoor game, and we share these spectacular views with our friends from Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. Years ago, I played an exhibition match in Calgary with Hale Irwin, which isn't that far away from where we are today. And just the vistas, the magnificent pines, the Douglas firs, the white spruce, the aspens, it's just all there in front of you. This is an idyllic day, too, to play golf.
Banff Springs making a strong first impression with a par 4, generous fairway, and beautiful mountain landscape in the background, Frank.
Yeah, not overly long, a little dogleg to the left. That bunker down the left, you have to hit an absolutely mammoth tee shot to reach that. A good drive's going to set up just a short iron here. That's an absolute beauty.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
Generous green, just a little bit uphill. Not minute, really. Big green to hit into, though.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. So, Frank, a par 4 to open, and we back it up with a relatively short par 3.
This green's surrounded by 6 bunkers. Green also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on that depending on where the flag is.
Birdie try up next. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. -1 in the early going. So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. All right, Frank, what's the right play here on this second shot to the par 5 third?
Well, even though that hole is a dogleg to the right, the best way to bring it in actually is to use the general contours, which is right to left, and the shape of the shot in that direction as well. So it might look like a little cut, but it actually suits a little draw.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
Now to another par 3. This is the fourth hole, 192 yards, way down the hill.
He's going to play closer to 170 yards, Rich. You're going to have to reduce that distance by at least a couple of clubs. And consequently, if you hit one hanging up in the air, if you get a breeze that goes through that valley, it's going to start to sort of move that ball around. So just keep your eyes open there where that breeze is coming from.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
So just a formality. And minus 2 for the day. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, 5th hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot. He goes after it like he is here. What a great shot. Long, just met longer.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, what are you thinking about on this approach here at the 5th?
Once again, with a good drive, you're left with a scoring club. By that I mean a short iron. Gives you a lot more options and a lot more flags you can go at. Even with a flag in the back left, with a scoring club in hand, you can virtually just go straight at that. The ball will not kick too much once it hits the green.
Seems to like it. Good for the back part of the green. What a display of shot making. This is big, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
As this putt for birdie. Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Frank, the 6th here at Banff Springs, a good little hole, isn't it?
It is very tempting, very easy to sort of just stand up there and wail away with the driver and get caught. This is a generous fairway. You could hit any club down there and you're not going to have a problem with the second shot. So it's just trying to find a yardage that you're comfortable with. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. This is the longest hole on the golf course, 602 yards, obviously a par 5, though guys like Rory have to be thinking about making an easy 4, getting home in 2.
Yeah, you referenced it. Longest hole on the golf course. Yet Rory McILroy still reached it in 2. Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. Wow, Frank, I mean, he put the thumb down on that one.
And kept it going, too. To mash that down like that, that's the air time, the hang time he got out.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
Not missing by much today, but enough to, again, be in the bunker.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. Just for birdie. Settles in over the putt. Really rolling at this point. 3 birdies for the round. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole on the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, rolling the ball beautifully. Makes birdie again.
But that pace, that roll, it's always getting to the hole, and it's the perfect, what we call the perfect holding speed. It uses all 4 1/4 inches of the cup. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Couldn't have done much better than that. The eagle is very possible. So a tester from 4 feet. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. That is 9 under for the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
I like the looks of this one. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
Some snack, though.
Nice putt. Count it. On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Birdie try up next. This one just requires a little bit of focus. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This for par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. All right, on to the 12th hole, 442-yard par 4. What do you like about this hole, Frank?
Just a nice par 4 that sort of bends to the player's right. A lot of people will just stand up here, grab the driver. I don't really think you have to do that, Rich. The hole's not overly long. Just something short or down that left side. You're only going to have a short iron in for your second shot. Oh, I like that.
Wow, Frank, look at that one done. How it just blistered that tee shot.
That has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Nothing wrong with that one. Only about 15 feet away and a chance for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. He is on a roll. Well, now the par 4s begin to stretch out a little bit. The 15th here, Frank, is 475 yards.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help go a little further. It does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot.
Caught that one flush, Frank. That was beautiful.
What was the movie again? Dead, solid, perfect.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing. Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
He needs this for par. And he makes it for par. Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it. That tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
Hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Knocking down all the shots to the lane. 13 under. Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Rich. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. And will set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. Really a chance to have a fast finish.
This one's sweet, Frank. Super. Just a perfect drive here at 17. This has left him a good look at this hole. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Well, these are the days you just dream for. You know, golf's not that easy. But on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. This has a good ring to it. -14. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here. So know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you cannot reach.
So still swinging well with confidence right in the fairway here at 18. Second from an excellent lie. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, he didn't knock down the flagstick right there, but 25 feet, that's not too bad. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better. How did that not go in? Now putt for par.
just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting set to go at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. We're located along the St. Johns River in the great state of Florida. Now down to the first tee as we get set here at the Wetlands. Par 5 opener. It's 660 yards, Frank.
Better put your thinking cap on here, Rich. Ideally, you want to play it as a 3-shot hole because there's a pond that protects the front right of the screen as well. Typical Floridian opening tee shot, narrow, tight, and it's going to extract the best from you. So somehow fairway, fairway, then, only then can you start thinking about making a birdie.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Kind of a tricky read, and getting ready for the putt. Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Even par early on. Now to the second, par 3, 225 yards. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. Let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Fairly straightforward par 4 now. The third at the wetlands is 460 yards straight away.
It is 460 yards. It can be chopped down a lot of different ways. 300-yard tee shot, and it's only 160. But if you're a mere mortal, 280, 180, the hole becomes that much longer, that much harder.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. Now a 7-footer. In red figures at 1 under par. Par 3 fourth, 250 yards, and you tee off just in front of the swamp, so golf cart's not going to get you to the green here, is it, Frank?
No, it might need an airboat to go across that.
Just another solid shot, about 8 feet from the hole. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has to like that one. Another birdie. Gets a 2 under par. Good look now at the 5th hole here at the wetlands. Par 5, and it's a good one. 635 yards.
He's going for a little extra.
Really powering up here. Good contact, good result.
Oh, they've had some meat behind it.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at par 5, his second shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now. Well, Rich, if he can make this one, add it to that string of birdies.
Generating some momentum now. Starting to feel it now. 2 straight birdies and 3 under for the round. Par 4 sixth here at the Wetlands. 440 yards and water to deal with.
2 choices here, Rich. Lay it up short of the Wetlands, or, well, chance it. Brave enough, tee it up and flash it across the Wetlands to just a mere short iron into this lengthy par 4.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway. Well over 325 yards. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed. There's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Locked in on the read and the speed. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank. A par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The Wetlands are well to the right of this hole for the second shot. But if you want to play to the 3-shotter, then that's a very safe, conservative way and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. That's how you play the game, right there. See if he can give his round a real big boost. This putt is for eagle. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 8th hole here at the Wetlands. Par 3, 203 yards. You like this hole, Frank?
I do, actually, but you have to have a little look at your yardage book because that front bunker will make this hole look a little shorter to the eye than actually what it plays. Green gets a little narrower as it gets deeper, but flat and, well, I wouldn't say easy. 3 here, not too bad.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing, too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
This is looking really good. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards. Frank, this has been impressive. Game plan, stuck to it, hitting some quality shots.
He's really done his homework on the golf course, swinging well, and, well, there's a few holes to go, too. And this round could get even better. Grab the fire extinguisher. Put out that ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air.
Squeeze that one, Frank.
That is the champion of the mashes. He mashed up. I don't know if that button can be used again after that.
What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the wet. This one just requires a little bit of focus. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. That is 9 under for the day. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
This is a good-looking shot. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. He'll take par and move on. Par 4 11, 443 yards. What's the best strategy here, Frank?
Somehow find the fairway, Rich. This is brutal. Miss it left or miss it right. But it's Florida. Fairways are wide enough, soft enough. But a good tee shot still going to leave you a lengthy second.
This could be really good, Frank.
Straight at it.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Early part of this second round, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. This is a 13-footer. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
So on this back 9, we started with a par 3, then a par 4, and now we get to a par 5. The 12th is 576 yards.
Yeah, nice blend of holes there that you just referenced. 11 bends to the left, consequently 12 will bend in the other direction. Good drive required. From there, just setting up perhaps, 7-iron, 6-iron into a green that's sort of fairly uniform in shape and should prevent a birdie. With a good second shot.
This is some drive. I'm reminded of the old Phillies baseball announcer, Harry Callis, who used to say, "That ball is out of here."
Safely on deck.
Big swing right there. A great result. And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an even coming up. Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here for par 5. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for holy cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par.
Seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up. Get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Count it as 6 birdies for the day. Moving on to the tricky 14th here at the Wetlands. It's 204 yards, but there is plenty of trouble out there. This one's looking good. Frank, I think that went in.
It's a what? It's a hole-in-one.
He made an ace. That is unbelievable. The last par 5 on this golf course is the 15th. It's 590 yards. You think, Frank, this is the time to be aggressive?
Certainly is. Longer hitters must be licking their chops on this par 5. 300-plus yard tee shot, you can definitely get home. Shorter hitters, just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers. Oh, I liked that.
Couldn't ask for too much better here. Right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, it's one thing to jumpstart your round. This would ignite the round.
Yeah, you don't normally see 2 par 5s back to back, so the chances of having consecutive eagles is so rare. That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. For birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been.
And another reward for a straight tee shot, but this green heavily guarded by sand. So good tee shot. And, well, this one, you're going to have to hit one of the better iron shots required at wetlands. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long way.
That's an absolute beauty.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Frankie's knocking him down and picking him up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out one after the other.
This is a 9-footer. Frank, the train is rolling down the track straight.
Just check another one out.
Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes one good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those 2 bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
That one drops for a birdie. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit your 3-wood 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no, we don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.
Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole, and on paper it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And, well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo calling all the action for EA Sports. We're at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, what makes this such a good test?
It's got a great flow to it, Rich. Holes that bend in both directions, changes of elevation, the phenomenal finish that's named the Green Mile, which is 16, 17, and 18, some reachable par 5s. Players have gone low here as well, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. It's just a great blend, Rich.
Frank, what's the right play here on this approach at the first?
You can go at the flag here at the opening hole, Rich, because the flag's normally in these little pockets on the screen around the big ridge in the middle.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Getting set now over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
I'll have to focus. Try to make bogey. +1 in the early going. Frank, this is a really fun hole. A pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
Stuck the follow-through right there. This could be really good. And that's how you play the game, right there. There's this putt for birdie. You know his head is in a good place. You make the disappointing bogey at the first, put it behind you, come right back and make birdie at the second. Well done. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards. The third hole, it's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but you're going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad. Just in that first cut. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
See if you can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the 4th at Quail Hollow. A difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second shot now at the 4th. Bunkers guarding the front corners of this green. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Safely aboard. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. That is a solid par putt. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. You know, sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards, just crushed it in the fairway. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Came out really lucky to be on the fringe.
He'll still have a good chance to come out of here with a decent score. What do you try up next?
Even par, apparently.
Has the putt, and now at -1. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll. Oh, what a bonus.
Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Just a couple of feet. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par 4s, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means he's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet?
It's still going. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. makes the green in regulation. And getting ready for the putt. With that, moves to 5 under par. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's no snack, though.
Wow, I thought he made that. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Well, bring the hammer, why don't you? Setting up an eagle opportunity. These putts keep the round together. So with that make, now it's 7 under par. Down to par for 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That is a handful. 5 birdies now for the round. What a day. Par 412 here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right. And then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know the line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. This is an 11-foot putt. Starting to heat up now. Back-to-back birdies. Well done. Now the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. It's going to hurt the course.
Well, now we come to the really interesting 345-yard par 4 14. Frank, I'm thinking that if you're leading, you're probably not going to try to drive this and take on the risk with the water on the left. But if you're behind, you have a chance to make up some ground.
Yeah, I have it written in my yardage book, Rich, on this hole. Only good and bad things happen with the driver. Nothing in the swing.
That is an excellent play. The approach shot within 12 feet. Well, that's a tough break with that miss right there. So just a formality here. Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under par. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McILroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green.
It appears to be tracking well. What a shot, setting up for an eagle here. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Frank, see if he can get the hat trick here.
Oh, things are looking so good. Strokes good, swings good. Let's see if it goes in.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McILroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Knocking down all the shots today, now 13 under. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it'll be.
This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe two clubs going way up that hill to the green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Really good round out there today. What's the mindset, Frank, to keep it going?
First thing, really, Rich, just try and keep the same composure for tomorrow's round. Get some rest. We know that. Shouldn't really have to hit the range. Swings in good position. Just keep it easy and visualize how tomorrow's going to pan out.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Really looking forward to the action today here at Whistling Straits. What a stunning layout overlooking Lake Michigan here in Kohler, Wisconsin. And what a great test, Frank, kind of at least in terms of the look, a seaside links.
It is. It's also one of those golf courses, Rich, that you normally play better the second time around. And the reason why I say that, Pete Dye is the master of visual intimidation. So when you first play Whistling Straits, you'll think some of those lines are much tougher when you go to the wrong side. Once you've been around there once, you realize, I've got to hit it down the right rather than the left. And things start to make more sense.
But Frank, in true links golf, you can generally run the ball up along that ground. Here you have to put it up in the air, don't you?
You certainly do, yeah. It's links golf played through the air.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. -1, and really going. Frank, here at Whistling Straits, bold is beautiful, and this second hole is certainly bold.
That it is. Bold, and if you can hit a long one down the left side, they'll open up a good view to this green. But believe me, if you miss left or right, well, you're going to find the sand. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face. So it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. All right, Frank, how do you like the look of the first par 3 in the golf course, the third hole?
Well, you have a good look at Lake Michigan for a start. That's certainly not where you want to hit it, though. Really use the green, the shape of the green, which angles to the left.
To be a smart shot, Frank.
Easy birdie.
This would jumpstart the round. His third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Frank, this golf course is hard work, no question, but every once in a while it allows you to stop and just soak it all in. It is spectacular.
It is. In one respect, it's an enormously long golf course at 7,800 yards. But then if you look away from the landscape itself, it's truly beautiful.
Really powering up here. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That is how it's done, right there. What an approach shot. looking pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So to 4 under with a second straight birdie. Frank, you've played all over the world. How unique is this hole, fifth?
I've never really seen anything quite like this. On one hand, it's an extremely long par 5, but then on the other hand, you have all these options that are available.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. 5 birdies for the day. What a performance. Hole number 6, another scenic view off the tee. It's a 409-yard par 4.
Yeah, the hole is well bunkered around the 300-yard mark. Ideally, you want to have that tee shot just short of that. Then it's not too hard a second shot.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we're going to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
No, it can't be. 6 in a row?
This would be 6 in a row. Under par now. Frank, some of these holes are absolute mind blowers. I mean, this 7 is like nothing I've ever seen.
It actually reminds me of a hole in New South Wales in Australia at the La Perouse or New South Wales golf course. Just the way in which it cuts into the coast. Just a gorgeous par 3. And there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Has to be feeling good right now. Looks good with 2 straight birdies and 7 under on the card. Frank, check out all the bunkers on the right.
I can't count them on one hand, that's for sure. Just another example of how Pete Dye is just has gone to work in the way in which he's protected these holes. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. There you go. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Come on, don't do that.
Cruel lip out.
Clean this up with a tap. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what about this downhill shot off the tee and the idea that you just want to sort of let that ball run toward the green down the hill?
Well, Pete Dye just gives you so many different looks throughout the front 9 of Whistling Straits, and this really is the first example of this. Plus the swirling winds that are created by that sort of tree in the mounding on the right of this green. Quite spectacular. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power?
That's a full treat. Yeah. Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Doing whatever he wants with that golf ball. Moving it left, moving it right, hitting it straight when it's called for. He's doing it all. Now a 7-footer. Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making everything.
Yeah, and the result, he had another birdie, too. Totally in command.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough. Missing it off the tee here. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Early part of this second iron. Good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, keep things steady. We're now at the 11th hole, and this is a huge par 5. 645 yards, Frank. That's a biggie.
And plus, this hole bends to the right, which sort of makes you think that you can hit it down the right side. But if you miss down the right, there's just a multitude of bunkers that'll swallow up that ball, and you're nearly guaranteed to make at least 6.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Well, we've seen this before today, in the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
He might want to bring his shovel. More sand. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker.
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Eight under par, with a round. Now to the 12th, short little par 3.
Yeah, just a short iron in hand. You'd like to think it's a birdie opportunity. One of the biggest problems here, though, was putting. This green, anything other than flat.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He's made it. Frank, here at the 13th, a lot can happen.
Just a gentle dogleg to the right, or at least the hole moves to the right, plus the slope of the fairway. So you've got to aim left of center.
Nothing to argue about there. Right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Get down. Lay down. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck? This is an awkward length.
Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Those keep the round going. Those par putts. Now to the par 4 14th. It is a dog leg left, about 396 yards.
Yeah, it really narrows up around that 300-yard mark. So this is another hole, really, where you don't need a driver. But somehow you've got to get that ball in the fairway. Remember, 250 yards only leaves 145 in. This is not heading in the right direction.
Now it looks like it's going to be in the rough. No fairway here. This one in that rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
This is right at it.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
And getting ready for the putt. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. That is 9 under for the day. Ready to go here at the 15th tee, and by the looks of it, Frank, we should have brought the swimsuits and some sunscreen.
It's very picturesque, that's for sure, but don't get fooled by its beauty. This is an absolute beast at 503 yards and sets up a very, very tough finish to Whistling Straits.
Couldn't ask for too much better here. Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
and I'm going to rack it.
Now the run to the finish beginning here at the 16th, Frank.
And there's certainly a chance for 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, you name it down here. But it's all going to start with one thing, and that's a good drive.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Yeah, it would be better if it was on a tee.
This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This would give him an eagle. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
The 17th now at Whistling Straits. And if you have a club that travels 250 yards on a good line, bust it out now.
That's what you're going to need, and you're going to need to hit that smack bang out of the middle of the club and leave nothing behind.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That one's running so hot. Perfect. And in the hole. What a shot. The final hole, the 18th. Clubhouse in the distance. Frank, it's looking like home sweet home, isn't it?
Well, if you can hit the fairway here, that's one thing, but it still leaves an enormously long second shot.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Good-looking shot right here. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That was not a very good read right there. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Thanks for joining us here today in La Quinta, California. Beautiful spot. We're at the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Par 72, every inch of this golf course is going to extract the best out of your game, because if you don't play your best, you will struggle. Anything in the 60s, something to be proud of.
Look at this. Look at all the power in that coil. That, Frank, is position A.
Would you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. One under early in the round. Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
How about this? Birdie's at 1 and 2. He could be in for something pretty special today. Frank, deep dive certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. It's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
That one is deep. Every bit of that ball. Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Frank, this is our first par 3 of the day. The fourth, about 192 yards.
And it's called sandpit. So if you're not on the green, chances are you're getting that lob wedge or sand wedge out. The green is 36 yards deep. Got a nice little sort of hump and hollow roll to it. Mini roller coaster.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot,
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
he is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-headed professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. 6 under par. Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3-6. What a hole.
You know, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
All right. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Just in the first cut of rough. Not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Pretty good shot right there. Getting set now over the putt. Well, you can see it there. Feels very good about what he's doing. That's a nice par putt. Stays at 6 under. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th. A challenging par for 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you get a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here. Oh, a solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's nice. How about a fistful of birdies? 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. 10-foot putt left. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. That's 9 under for the day. Finishing out the front nine with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Good contact, good result. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, let me say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Well, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
In the fairway here at the 10th. Nice way to start off the back nine. Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should. Staying safely on deck.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie. Stacking them and racking them. Well, Frank, how about this hole? Par 5 11th at 617 yards.
The goal here is to take all those bunkers down that left side completely out of play. You can hit it far enough down there, you can get close to this green. But if you do stray a little bit, all of a sudden, it's called eternity. You're going to find that this hole will play very long.
That's in the fairway. And his second shot with par 5. Can't hide the flagstick from that one. Another one inside of 5 feet. Knocking down all the shots to the left. 13 under. To the par 4 12 tour, UGA West, short at 363 yards.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the course.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways.
Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. These putts keep the round together. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13 is always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green. Be safe, but you don't want to go left or right.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's full melody now.
He has this for birdie.
Great, too.
Beautiful. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. This is one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play. till you finish the hole.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole. 15 under for the day. Solid par 4 here. The 15th is 468 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And setting up here in the rough.
Not a problem there, Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He'll take par and move on. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage, but you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th. What a drive. Just tattooed that. Nice position, short grass, second shot. He's third here at the par 5.
Rich, I thought he could get this far.
Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Par 3 17. It is the signature hole here at PGA West. We call it Alcatraz with good reason. You can get locked up here and they'll throw away the key. It's a place that has spoiled a lot of rounds through the years. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club. Second shot.
For par. He's made it. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. For players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green, and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle. Because in the end, all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Frank, this had to be mentally draining for a player. So many decisions to make out there, so much trouble to avoid.
Well, I think, this is sort of a golf course that makes men out of boys. And remember the old saying, go west, young man? I think they were really saying, go to PGA West, young man.
Well said, Frank. For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, we say so long for now from the Career Builder Challenge at PGA West. This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming up next. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We will be calling all the action for today's event.
Rich, I'm armed and ready. Are you?
I am. Battle gear on. Let's get it going. It's 180 yards now to the flagstick. Frank, no leisurely stroll from the clubhouse to the first tee like most golf courses. Here we go from an aircraft carrier on the first tee.
Yeah, it's a scary little sight trying to take off there on that opening tee shot. Green situated on a little island. 186 yards, though. That's what we've been radioed in, the yardage today.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Getting set now over the putt. Has the putt, and now at -1. Now to the second hole, and Frank, I'd be happy to see something which is the normal amount of obstacles, say, a bunker, maybe a pond. Those would be rather benign compared to what we're seeing right here on this second hole.
Yeah, that's no love shack. That's a guard shack there on the right of the screen, just past that bridge. So this green well protected on that right side. Of course, water adorns this island green, and tons of local fauna around the green. This is one green you do not want to miss.
Here we go. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open.
A little bit of guesstimation required here. Radio in the yardage, 216 yards to the middle of the green, and you've got to carry the destroyer. So this has to come down from quite a bit of height. Wind a little off the left.
Needless to say, tough defense setup around this green.
Yeah, well protected.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Frank, this golf course is surrounded by water, just a few tiny islands strung together to create these 18 super cool looking par threes.
Yes, Rich, and with all that water comes a lot of lost balls. When this base was still active, many of the soldiers would play the course in the tee box. They'd just get backed up really quickly. It was so bad that they created a local rule for balls in the water. So if you hit your ball in the water, you do what they've always done. You just drop one up next to the green and you take a stroke penalty. Pretty good rule.
He'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Setting up for the shot from the sand.